You ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile.
Summertime, wintertime, I'm on the grind. Yeah, I got the ring, I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
If I can't do it, homie, it can't be done.
Yeah, I keep these in my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, money.
Hard out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Show me the money!
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
War is about starting Brees Hall. yeah, it's something we got to deal with for now. That's for sure. Maybe the whole season. Who knows? Yeah, Bills aren't good against defending the run. They have not been at all. And Jeff ran so far. New play caller was at Tennessee, so he's going to run the ball. Okay. Z Schmitty, what up? Fields or Baker this week? Started Fields over Baker last week. Regretted it. Well, I don't think there's going to be, like, George Pickens might miss this week if he I know a potential suspension for one game is looming right now. As of now, I'm going to say Fields. We need more news, though. Saints, they've been shutting down quarterbacks like way more than the Raiders have. So I think this is more of a matchup. And my Mills, I think it was the week to ride with the consequence. I'm 4-1. Let's go. And Devo, man, what the hell happened? Seahawks, man, they fluked this last night. And what up, DD Red Solo? Big Fudge, what up? Toker wants to get your rattlers ready. Tomas, shout out to Panama. What up, homie? And Dre on Twitch, Cousins or Hurts? I like both this week, but I think I'm gonna go Hurts since he's got the weapons back. Moneyline Mills, I'm convinced you guys talked me off of it. Switch back to Allen. He said the chat got me scared. Well, one thing that we got to remember too, if both guys have a bad matchup, I feel like I want to lean on the guy who can run a little bit. That's not going to be Baker. And Saints, I mean, they've been pretty solid against defending the quarterbacks. All right. Let's get it. Gardaki's Playground, pop gang. What up, bro? And Flash, I thought Allen had an injury. I mean, who isn't injured at this point? And I guess injury, when you're injured, you don't play. When you're hurt, you play. And as of right now, he's hurt. But we're going to get more info coming over the next couple days. And we got more news, I'm sure, that will be coming here very soon. Let's see if any news came this morning. Oh, yeah, the news about the Bears. Tyreek Stevenson, doubtful for Sunday's game. Yeah, they got a couple guys who aren't looking so good in that Chicago game. Just only helps out the wide receivers. And Trevor, Moneyline Mills, 58% chance to win this week. I like my chances to go 5-1. I mean, I'm not sure how many leagues you play in Moneyline Mills, but one thing that I will recommend is never looking at matchups, because all you do is stress yourself out or you get excited. And either way, I feel like getting emotional about the fantasy football matchup ahead, one way or the other, could just mess up your head. It really could, because you got to put your best foot forward no matter what the other person has. And it sucks if you think you're going to win and then you don't win, and I don't know. I feel like people stress themselves out like about that a lot. Hey, what up, Pam? What's going on? Tucker one got a feeling all gonna give it all, gonna give hugs and all. Let's go. Dre on Twitch, Bigsby or Wandale. Yeah, Wandale. And what's up, Dre? I don't know if I've seen you recently, but no, hey, no, what's up? Just straight down to business, huh? Just like the start set questions and no other interaction, huh? And Will said, please rank these DBs for this week. I mean, how about I just give you which ones I'd start? How about that? Mapu, Von Bell, Thompson, and Hicks. It'd probably be Mapu and Thompson. And rank the DLs, Dex. I mean, I don't know if you've heard me talk about Josh Sweat before, but he should be dropped. Like he's a headache that I want nothing to do with anymore. What up, Crispy? What's going down, bro? And Flash Red Trevor gonna be running like a chicken with his head cut off. That boy dead. Bears will eat him. Yeah, but if they're missing a couple cornerbacks, that's gonna make him be able to throw it a little bit better. And Tyreek Stevenson, definitely one of their better ones. Chevron said F a matchup, right? It's you against everybody else. I mean, it's you against yourself. Like that's what it comes down to. You against yourself. It's you against the course. Tucker and Jay Hutchinson gonna go off, just a feeling, but probably has. I hope so. And let me see. DD Red Solo. I dropped AR5 for downs the other day. I have Josh Allen, but I'm sweating it. I probably won't play AR5. I probably won't play downs if AR5 plays. Yeah, I wouldn't. Should I pick up AR5 again with no QB backup? Is there any other QBs out there besides him, or is he literally the only guy that's out there that's like, kind of worth a shit? I assume if it was a super flex, you wouldn't have even dropped him. So like what other QBs you got over there on the waiver wire? Who do you see over there? Toker one gas. Let's get it. Moneyline Mills just 2. Let's go. And Rush Lord, Yahoo and Fantasy Pros rate my 3 teams to go 3-0 many weeks. And so far, it's not even close. My best team is 1-4. It's tough, man. It's tough. And Sal, what up? He said Dre broke his heart. No, man, it's funny. And look and see. You see, it's all you got to say. And then he comes in, with chiming with some other stuff. That's all. Dre said, am I the only one who lost a huge amount on DK anytime touchdown last night? Man, probably not, because I know there was a few people who came in here talking about the bets and the DK anytime touchdown, and man, he had 2 chances. That was bullshit, man. I'm still pissed about that. And Moneyline Mills, appreciate that, my guy. Let's get it. Will, what up? Just thought that Sweat could go off against the Cleveland O-line. I mean, he might be able to, but I'm not banking on it. Like, he's that bad. Like, he's been very, very blah for getting to the quarterback. He's not good at it. Corey, what up? What up? What's going down, my brother? And Corey says, Richardson going to play. He got in a full go yesterday at practice. So if he plays, or if he does not play, it's going to be a coach's decision, not based on his health. So they haven't really said anything, but if they don't say anything, he's starting. It's not going to be Flacco. Flash, what up? Said Alex just got FYI for myself. When you do drop new squares, and do you do them for the morning games? So I don't do them for the morning games. I pretty much only do them for the evening games. That's why I choose the prime time. It just makes it a little bit easier, like giving more time to like fill them up. Because a lot of people, for whatever reason, it's almost like impulse. It's like, I don't know if people want to wait till like a certain amount of the board fills up before like they put in the squares or whatever. But it's like always like Sunday morning, the board could be like half empty, just like totally half empty. But then like a couple hours before the game, That's when everyone starts getting their numbers and everything, getting hyped for the game. So, I never do the morning games. Yeah, it's just always the primetime games. Just works out easier. And then I've done some Sunday afternoon games before as well. And TJ in the house, what up, what up? And Will said, man, I was watching Smitty last night, and that whole cult is all over Kincaid's nuts. Thinking he's all that. Same with DK. Yeah, I mean, you know, at least you know how the other side thinks. How about that? Because, like, you know, I'm as much as Smitty's live and everything like that, we know he doesn't play in a lot of leagues, and I'm sure a lot of the people who follow him is more, you know, just they see more of the casual elk. How about that? And and Rush Lord Dread DK and 2 of my 3 teams. Yeah, sucks, man. Jay, what up? Tank Bigsby or Bucky? Man, if you're just going off the matchups only, you have to start Bucky. You have to start Bigsby, I mean, because Chicago, they're giving up a bunch of booty to the running backs. And Bucky going up against the Saints. The Saints kind of have not given up a bunch of booty to the running back. So I'm just strictly basing this off of matchups. And I'm going Tank Bigsby with the better matchup. And what up, Jay? I know that's the Facebook Jay. What up, bro? And DD Red Solo, AR5, Danny Pesos, Gino, Jared Goff also going to be dropped. Probably leaning Goff out of those peeps. And Colby said, Lockett got me 16. He did pretty solid. That touchdown at the end, you know, it was very nice. Very nice. Nice. Because I needed to start locking in a handful of places too. Not out of want, out of need. That is for sure. And Triple X Lex, did you play Sermon over Dowdle or Christian Kirk this week? I mean, all 3 of these have like literally the worst matchups that you can have. Okay. Like, let me start there because Sermon going up against the Titans, horrible run. Like, well, I mean, amazing run defense, horrible to deploy your running backs against them. Okay. Dowdle. I swear the Lions are giving up like very close to the least amount of points out of every team to fantasy football running backs. And then Christian Kirk going up against the Bears, who are like giving up bottom 3 numbers to fantasy football wide receivers. So like, no matter what, like you're in between a rock and a hard place here. It's almost like ones like this, I almost don't even want to answer because like you almost have to get lucky with who you choose. And the guy that I'm going to choose here is going to be Rico Dowdle. Let's go. Gardaki, he said, just inherited a dynasty team. Hey, welcome to the party, bro. And he said, team's okay, but the RBs are Chuba, White, Aaron Jones, Mostert. Should I be selling these guys? Well, let me ask you this first, Gardaki, before we jump down to should you sell these guys or not. What's the team's record? And do you think that you are a playoff contender? That means you're going to be someone who's going to make the playoffs and you might be able to go far. Or do you think you're a playoff pretender where you probably could make the playoffs, but your team's not really that good, so you don't really think you could win a championship? Or do you think your team's like somewhat bad off because of bad luck? Or do you think your team's somewhat bad off because of the team itself and the type of people, the type of players that you have? So it could be 4 different types of a team here. Let me know where you think your team fits in on that scale out of like those 4 options. And Slapsky, what up? 12-teamer, PPR, 2 flex. Skyler, Henry, Robinson, CD, Higgins, Brad, Wandale, Devonta, Spears, Dowdle, Allen, Wicks, Waddle. He said someone dropped Waddle. Nico on IR. I mean, it looks pretty solid for a 12-teamer. I'd get rid of Wicks. I feel like there's got to be someone better out there than Wicks. Get him out of there. Bye-bye, lord ass. And CB Dizzle, we starting Lazard or Trey Tucker? I think I'm leaning on Lazard. Because if nothing else, he seems to be the safety blanket for Aaron Rodgers. And Flash said, to be fair, DK had like 11, 12 targets. Yeah, a lot of it wasn't like that. Man, I'm still so mad about it because he should have scored that touchdown. And it wasn't his fault. And I even said it at the time, and I'm saying again now. It was Geno's fault for putting too much air under the ball. And it was like, it was so floated that it gave the DB time to like run all the way across the fucking field. Like he wasn't even close to him. And like, but Geno floated it like so much that it gave the DB time to come over and totally break up the play. And, you know, and then the one in the end zone, I mean, shit, that wasn't DK or Geno's fault. It was like literally his toe was that much on the line, like having big ass feet was like his downfall for that, you know, specific play. So yeah, I'm not mad at DK, you know, for the way that things played out. Like, yeah, like that's why our bettors are always mad if their bets don't hit, you know, like for fantasy football. You know, he didn't do that. He didn't do that good, but he didn't do horrible. And yeah, the 11, 12 targets, like this is why you start him like every single week. It's why you start him. Like he should have had 2 touchdowns. It was so close, mate. Should have had 2 touchdowns. And DD Red Solo said, wait, who were we talking about? I don't even remember. And Strange said, I prefer to get my squares early. There's one number I always request, the rest random. Yes, sir. There we go. That's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. You can't get your number all 100% of the time if you wait, because you never know how other people think. And Tomas, it looked like Mondre's out. Oh, what did it say? Did he not practice again today? Did we already get that news? Chase Brown's practicing today, though. That's good. Man, I hope Ramondre is not out, but if he's really hurt, like, yeah, he needs to be out. And Will said you nailed it on the casuals on his stream. You have to be a casual to ask the questions that end up on his stream. Yeah, I mean, we know how it goes. Like, you know, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but when you evolve past the fantasy football world, you know, fantasy footballers, you know, type of podcast and the Schmitties of the world and, you know, all the other peeps who only cater to like the brand new people who almost don't know anything. Yeah, you find guys like me who we dive way deeper than these guys would ever, you know, dive on shit. And Slapsky, what wide receivers you starting out of my lineup? 2 flex spots. In the future, if I don't answer your question, because I guess I was just confused. It's like you gave me the whole list. I know at the beginning it still said 2 flex spots, but let's see. That's because you gave me everything. That's why, because I didn't know. Like, so what am I picking here? I'm picking from. See, like you didn't even make it clear. Like you gave like your whole team. I'm assuming that Wandale and Devonta are in the flex right now. Am I right about assuming that? That's who I'd start. So just in the future, Slapsky, just you don't have to give me your whole team. You know, just give me the specific guys who to choose out of, because that's what confused me. You gave me like your whole team. I thought I was just reading out your whole team. And let's see. And D Red Solo, what stream? I'm confused. He's talking about Schmitty. And apparently Guanendo is the next best thing since sliced bread. Such casuals over there. You know what's so funny? It's like even on Twitter, the people who call themselves like fantasy analysts, it's like Guanendo like has a big run. He's like, guess who's gonna be on my waiver wire stream next week? Like, no shit, you and literally everybody else. Like, dude, it's like it's so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. And Jay said, does it matter that the Saints don't have Carr that not have any effect on starting Bucky? No, I mean, the only effect that it could have is if Tampa Bay goes up so much that they literally just run and run and run and run. And like each guy gets like, I don't know, 15 carries. And, Bucky gets like 5 targets, like also. But this could also be a game where the Bucks literally don't have to do anything to win. That's another thing. So 2 schools of thought here. Are the Bucks just going to run it up and score 50 on them because Derek Carr's not there? Well, Derek Carr doesn't have anything to do with the defense. He just has to do with the offense being able to move smoothly and keep the defense off the field. So the Saints are still a really good defense. They defend the run really well. So that's why I would go with the matchup versus the Bears, because the Bears are like literally giving up, I think, 4th, 5th, or 6th most points to running backs, like something like that. But they're so good at defending the pass that teams really get off on the ground against them. And Triple X, like, would you swoop Sermon and drop Leggett or Quentin Johnston? I'd drop Leggett. Not sure if JT will be out more than this week. I think that he's going to miss at least 2 more weeks. I think he's going to miss 3 weeks total and come back in the 4th week after the injury happened. I could be wrong. He could come back next week, but I think it's very, very likely that he will be out for this week and for next week. And Will said that Travis Rowe moderator over there, he said, have you ever heard of him on the phone talking to Schmitty? Well, see, like that's like, okay, the Fantasy Football Expo, for example. I don't know if you guys know about that, but it goes down like every single year, and it's pretty much like a big and Sean, what up? He's at 4:20 o'clock. Let's get it. I'm gonna read out everybody's stuff right now, but I'll just tell you the way I think about a lot of people in the fantasy football industry, whether it's the casual, whether it's some of the fans, but a lot of the creators. Okay, like a lot of these creators that I see and that I hear, I like when it comes to hearing them, it a lot of times it's just like Will just said with, oh, Guenendo, he's gonna be like, he's gonna be the number 1. Like I just like when I hear people talk like that, it's like, dude, like you really are trying to get attention like super bad by saying that this guy is gonna be like a top 12 running back just because he had one good run, like with zero context behind it, just because it's the thing to say. And then when you see these guys, like they have a face for radio. How about that? Face perfect for radio. And like, you could just tell when you like see someone's face like that and they just look off, like super off. And then you hear them talk and you're just like, oh man, I understand why you do what you do and you say what you say now. Like you are not the brightest crayon in the box. And so it's just very interesting, but that's how I've always felt. And that's why I like, even before this, I never really followed a bunch of fantasy communities. It was like, I was always trying to create my own. It just wasn't on YouTube until 2020. It was like on Facebook. And Toker1J, Big Fudge said, Cheech, let's get it. Let's smoke it up, guys. Got the bong loaded. Got my weed. Got my bong out. And John Dumb say, think Brian Robinson's playing this week. So I'm going to hit the drop for him because we love him. I think it's a 50-50 shot as of now, but I want to hear their practice reports because they did say that he's trending in the right direction. Okay. And so that's hopefully that continues today where he keeps projecting in the right direction. What up, Papa J? What's up, Guenendo? Not gonna win you a championship. Play him as a flex. Championship, we can see what happens. Yeah. I think people just want to like, if they say something and then it ends up coming true, whether they like mean it or not, it's like if Guenendo becomes a top 12 running back for even 1 week, it could be super easy on like a week that like 6 teams are on bye and people are hella injured. And like the person, he ends up being like number 12 with like shitty points, but it's like a shitty week for running backs. People will still take victory laps over that. And I don't fucking get it. But it's because they probably don't play in leagues. They just give advice. And like the advice kind of was right, technically right. even though it was bad at the same time. Pam said Geno had the worst game completion wise, said in the 50s it was bad. Yeah, 49ers really stepped it up. 49ers have not played that good in the secondary this entire season. So they stepped up to the challenge. They were missing players. They were missing guys. They're missing the cornerback. They're missing a safety. The safety who was replacing Hufanga got hurt as well. And it was all heart for the 49ers last night in their secondary. I mean, the offense was just clicking. It was so weird how everything was totally off with Seattle. And Perry said, man, I was waiting on you. He said, would you do Dobbins for Higgins? Dobbins playoff schedule is so good. I would rather just take Higgins, man. I've never been a believer in Dobbins, and I told everybody starting week 3, he's got a shitload of bad matchups coming up. Let me see, run through this. 57% completion. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Chef Ran Tracy, flex worthy if Singletary's out. Flex worthy for sure. Jason says Seahawks need to draft a QB. Come on, man. A lot of that wasn't, some of it was Geno's fault, but a lot of it wasn't. And 49ers stepped it up. There's so many teams that would have done shitty. It's not Geno's fault. And smoke it up, Sean. Let's get it. And Quincy said, I'm a Kyren owner. Do I drop Braylon Allen for Corum? I don't think so. And Sal said, Evolve. I like the footballers. I'm not saying people can't like the footballers, but I think the more that you've been around, you realize that the footballers are more for the casuals than anything. And it's more about the dad humor than actually winning at fantasy football, because even all the information that you get, it's a day old from them. And yeah, shout out, we got 2 peeps to shout out right now. Hold on, let me save my spot here. Shout out to Frizil. What up? I'll make my way back up there in a sec. Got to shout out Toker1J. Let's get it. Got to shout out Big Fudge for gifting a fantasy football membership. Let's go. 420 crew membership on YouTube. Let's get it. And let's see. Let's smoke this bowl. Let's finish this bowl. And then Toker1J, I'm going to get whatever song you put in here. All right, hold on. Got it pulled up. All right, let me get YouTube in the back here. Do. Okay. The licensing expo that was here in Vegas, and here with Vanessa's family. It was here for a specific reason. And I made a post, Matthew Berry, he was licensing his fantasy football brand, the Fantasy Life. And so a lot of these things that you see out there, it's not it might have Matthew Berry's name and face on it and stuff, but he licenses his name and face because he's big in the fantasy football world. And so I said what up to him, talked to him for a few seconds, and maybe it was a minute or two. Got a picture with him, and then I posted that picture on Facebook. And I was like, check it out. I met Mr. Roto, and I get a DM from this random dude. I don't even know his name. Never talked to this person ever. And it was a real name. It wasn't the fantasy football counselor. It was whatever his real name is. And messaged me. He's like, bro, where are you at? You think I'll get on the plane right now. Can you tell me where you're at? And I was like, okay, I'm at the licensing expo in Vegas. What are you talking about, dude? And he was like, dude, Matthew Berry, man, I want to meet him. Can you introduce me? I was like, bro, I'm pretty sure Matthew Berry's already gone. I posted that picture an hour or 2 ago. And he was like, dude, you don't know who I am? And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Who are you? And he was like, I'm the fantasy football counselor. And I just started laughing. I was like, dude, you're a fucking joke. You're a fucking joke. Oh man. And so that's my interaction with That's my interaction with the fantasy football counselor. It was pretty funny through DMs on Facebook and him reaching out to me. And Flash says Robinson's out, Eckler and McNichols the play. Both might be, depending on your level of desperation. But I think that Eckler would be okay if B-Rob is out. But it's not like he's going to be okay because of the matchup or the volume. You just hope that the volume of his receptions would just give him some crazy high floor, because he would be getting like probably 1.5 like receptions of like 1.5 times like what he's normally used to. I wouldn't say he'd double up and get like Robinson's also, but he bet he get a big percentage of it. And Perry said, I'm almost convinced his subs are botted. Probably. Stranger said, Huss, those face for radio people he described always make me think, really? That's the sperm, that one? I mean, right? Like, dude. Yeah, it's usually coming from people who I would just assume, like you said, it's funny how you said that. Like, that's the sperm, that one? Like, yeah. Like, probably coming from, parents who, may or may not, like, be the most, like, intimate people, how about that? And they got a lot of backed up baggage, and it's like that's what they turned into somehow. And sorry if this offends anybody, but I think we're all on the same page here, that those are like the weirdos of the fantasy football community. Those are like the hills have eyes like type people out there. They're there for sure. Quincy said, I play in 2 leagues. I have Kyron in both of them. Would you drop Moss, Bigsby, or Braylon Allen for Corum? Probably not. I don't think so. And shout out again to Big Fudge for gifting the membership, the YouTube membership, and Pam ended up getting it. Hell yeah, let's go. And DD Red Solo, what if I start making fantasy football content? How do I start? I want to get into the expo. Well, see, the expo, it's funny. Like, you don't have to be a content creator to get into the expo, and you still have to pay. It's not free. And trust me, like, from everything that I've seen, it does not look worth it. It does not look worth it. It's like all this hype about everything. It's really just like a lot of fantasy creators getting into the same place at the same time. And like, it's this whole grandiose idea of like it being like a huge expo. But I was told there was like 12 booths or something like that. And you could walk the entire expo and be done with it in 30 minutes. And it was like a 3-day event for like something that's so small that you could literally look at everything and talk to everybody inside the expo in 30 minutes. It's all hype. It's all hype. But if you want to start making content, I would suggest going to 420crew.com and go signing up on my content creator mentorship program. You really want to get a step ahead of the game. I got over 5 years of experience. I mean, you have to pay. It's not a free thing. But I like anybody who like takes part of this fantasy football content creation, you'll be so far of a step ahead of the game. Like I will literally teach you everything in a matter of 6 months. At 6 months, shit took me 5 years to be able to learn everything that I've learned. And I'm still learning more as time goes on. And you learn everything in 6 months. And yeah, Gardaki said, look at the love. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Charlie Brown. He said his running backs could go off on the what? Some running backs could go off on the Seahawks last night. I mean, kind of didn't, right? Watts said, plus they don't stay on top of defensive players in the NFL. Yep. Elver, what up? Got offered T Hill for my Chuba. Tyreek Hill or Taysom Hill? If it's Tyreek, I feel like you do it. Will say guys who do a pretty good job at breaking down things are the guys on the Underdog stream. Never seen them, so I can't comment one way or the other. But anybody who, I mean, and Underdog's corporate at this point. Anybody who's on some kind of corporate show, it's all fugazi, man. Most of those guys have producers fucking feeding stats into their fucking earpiece and shit like that. Like, yeah. So CBS Schmitty are just background fillers for me. Yeah, but see, like guys but listening, sometimes it could pollute your brain. It really could. It really could. And JPZ, what up, bro? And Godoc said, "Word, thanks. Thank you for the dynasty advice." Yes, sir. And there aren't too many people in the fantasy football content world that play in as many dynasty leagues as me, host as many dynasty leagues as me. I have my pulse on the values of players like very, very well, and it's because of hundreds of leagues and just seeing how different people value different people, and the trades that I see people make and all that. And yeah, so dynasty advice, I got you, bro. A lot of people do it wrong when it comes to trades. In dynasty, like specifically. Oh shit. Jordan Mason is believed to have suffered an AC joint, a sprained AC joint. Yeah, that's rough, man. Malik Neighbors out officially. And Big Fudge, fantasy footballers are too goofy. Yeah, they're corny white guys, and like that. If that's your style of like comedy, you probably love them. But like I I could only listen. I could only listen to them for so long before it's like, man, I feel like I know more than these guys. And it's because you get the information a day late with everything that they do, pretty much. That's the problem. But yeah, they're goofy white guys like that, goofy white guy dad humor. Some people like that. Some people, that's their cup of tea. Some people like more urban folk like myself who smoke a lot of weed, give a lot of facts, but there's not a lot of extra fluff, I guess. How about that? John Dum had to start Lad McConkey. Man, I had to start him in one league too. Godspeed, bro. Godspeed. And Turco and Jam also listen to Kevin Styles' podcast. He's a member of my group. I never heard of him. Big Bando, what up, what up? He said, I don't know if I told you, but I traded Dowdle and Keenan Allen for Addison. What do you think about that? Yeah. Yesterday, you said yesterday, and I said I like getting that because I don't really like Keenan. Like in the redraft league, Keenan's like, he's pretty much like fringe droppable, to me. So good that you got him in a 2-for-1. I felt like I would have set my sights a little bit higher than Addison, but after this week, the way Addison's been looking, he's been pretty solid. Sal said, I like the dad jokes and the good vibes. I don't really watch for the analysis. I don't really watch for the analysis for advice. Yeah, see, exactly. It's like you watch them for entertainment purposes, not because you're there to get all the information. And like, I feel like, because I listened to him for a handful of years, and yeah, like out of habit and out of me at my work, like still needing things to listen to, I would still listen to them because it was entertaining enough to get me through the day of, a shitty day. And Pam, woohoo, let's get it. Pam was the one who got gifted. Now you got all the special emojis over there. Hit join, guys, if you are not a 420 crew member on YouTube. One of the perks is all the custom emojis that I personally create and upload. And Stranger said, I'm skipping the casual stats and learning fantasy football from us and the rest of you savages. Yes, sir. And see, it's funny because even me, like when I started, what up, Jake? Even when I started playing fantasy football, my friends who were playing were not casuals. I started playing in a 2 QB league with IDP. That was like the very first league that was the second league that I played in. That was actually like a league with like friends that I joined. The first one was kind of like a league with a random coworker at a random fucking time, and someone I only knew for a couple months of my life, who introduced me to fantasy football. It's like insane. And yeah, like it was like I got brought in by savages, and I swore that that's how everybody played. 2 QBs, IDP. Like I just thought that was normal. And you know what? That was when fantasy football was invented. That's how it was. 2 QBs, not Superflex. Superflex is a new thing. 2 QBs, IDP, full squad. Big Bando said, now I'm thin. This week got some buys. Start Leggett. Try to scoop up Slayton. I'd scoop up Slayton. Yeah. It's a way better matchup this week than what it was last week for Leggett. Because last week I told everybody Deontay Johnson, Leggett, like versus the Bears, like the sit candidates right there. But this week versus the Falcons, probably a little bit better for Leggett, but I want Slayton though, because the Bengals, it's not like they've really been shutting people down, and they lost Dax Hill. I know he was one of their, I don't know if he was, stranger, you could tell me, was Dax Hill lining up as the number 1 cornerback or the number 2 cornerback? I know it was one of the two. So either way, they lost one of their top 2. And Jennifer said he's a nutcase, the counselor. Yes. And I really feel like that's his character. And I guess that's what's kind of tough about like a lot of people. It's like me, like I don't give a fuck if people like me or not, like I'm here smoking weed, like we're talking shit, like, just having fun. So like this is literally me. But there's so many people who like they put on fucking a facade of who they are. And like once you figure out that it's a facade and they're fake, then people stop fucking with them usually, because it's all about authenticity. And all right, I'm behind on these. I'm trying to, been talking so much. We got to catch up here. And restaurants, I got multiple emails. Go to Fantasy Football Expo every year. Is it a waste of time? Seems like very inclusive, very clicky. Yes, I would say it's a waste of time from everything that I've seen. Like most people, like I would not want to run into a lot of people that I would go to there. That's why I'd never go. And like and then seeing like the first year that they came back, 2021, I actually bought a ticket and I was going to be a vendor. It was going to be me and 3 other people me and 2 other people. We split a booth. I was just trying to be, very smart with like the way that I did this. And so I put in 33% of for the booth. I got sick, literally went to the hospital. Like I went to Florida, was in the hospital for like a week. And like, I just didn't even want to go. Like at that point, like I came back and it was like less than a month and I'm still recovering and shit. And so I didn't even fucking want to go at that point. So Jordan Reigns, IDP, he ended up getting the whole booth by himself and only paying for 33% of it. So he got lucky, but he also said it was very whack. And everything that I've seen picture wise, content wise, it just doesn't look like my type of party. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe the time when they're having fun drinking in the bar or whatever, like, but. And then there was this one company who hosts a bunch of drafts and shit down there. They scammed people out of like $100,000. Like, I mean, just so like shady shit is like going on there too. And they're not affiliated with the expo. But you know how like when there's expos in town, people throw similar events and it's like a sister event, even though they're not like, connected to them or whatever, because the expo talked about them and was like, yeah, you should go do this. Here's one of the events that's going on. Motherfucker scammed people out of a whole shitload of money. And let me see. And Flash, Alex, not sure if you're into sports cars. Bays Brothers are breaking are in Vegas. They're in Top Breakers Online. Nice. So I don't know if you can see like behind me over here, like see all those cards there. Started collecting some, and it was more about doing the box breaks. But man, I had to put it on the back burner this year because I started doing so much with the leagues. I had to like pick and choose like what to do. And so I still have them, and we still may bring them back at times, but I'm focusing on like building this up. And Paris, I'm so glad you experienced that. That he's insufferable. He's crazy. He acts way off the videos. Yes, he's definitely off his rocker for sure. Fantasy football counselor. And Rush Roads, I probably watched 20 plus podcasts over the years, and now I'm down to one show. This is my only place for fantasy football, my home. I appreciate you, bro. You the man, and I'm glad to have you. TJ Baker, Caleb. See, it's tough because I don't really want to recommend Caleb, but it's like, dude, the Jaguars are just giving up so much booty and the Saints are not. I'm going to go against my better judgment, and I'm going to say Caleb because of the matchup being so juicy and then the matchup being so tough for Baker. And let's see, token one drop coming off. Okay. I got Puka coming back shortly in Miller. And DD Red Solo, you heard me talking about the expo. No, I've not been to the expo. I've only heard what people have said. I've seen what people have posted, and I could just tell it's not my cup of tea. I mean, they're promoting it as something that it's not, and that's why I don't like it. Like, I don't want to go just to hang out with a bunch of like analysts who are not big time. Like, it's all like, it's literally this whole entire thing is like Twitter people, like Twitter fantasy football analysts, not like anybody big in the industry. And Jay Smells, who do you think? What do you think of the team? What do I work on? Let me man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, that's such an open-ended question. Sorry, I'm not trying to like ignore your question, but I mean, your team looks like pretty solid here. I feel like you got to work through the waivers is what it is. And if you're going to work on a trade, just think about what you have the most of and how you're trying to improve your team. That's what you want to think of. Like, what do you want to improve? You want to improve your running backs because you're mad at Breece Hall and Rashad White? Take someone like Malik Neighbors, who's not playing this week. Go move him to someone who likes him a lot. Flash said, B-Rob not even at practice today. Trouble. Yeah, if he doesn't practice today, he's probably not playing. So get McNichols. Get McNichols, guys, if he's available, because McNichols got a touchdown last week when B-Rob and Eckler were still playing. Okay. Rush Lord, let's get it. Starting off the weekend on the right foot. Let's get it. Toker 1J, you the man. Let me see which one. He said this one's for you. What song we got here? All right, hold on. Straight Shooter. I like it. I don't know if I've ever heard this song before. John Hansen, the original guru, retired this year from radio. Still does one pod a week, but I don't trust no one with my heart for I don't trust no one but my heart for the starts and sits. There you go. There you go. And Siobhan Ayuka dud again. Man, like, out of everything that was happening, like, I guess what sucks with certain teams, it's like we do have the ideology that Seahawks have good cornerbacks, but they give up a lot over the middle of the field. I just don't understand, like, why Ayuk didn't get more, especially with like Reek Woolen now. Like, they're missing guys. And Jason said, Purdy Debo stacked to the moon. Let's go. And Sal said, white guys with a face for radio. Hush, you might need to look in the mirror. Well, I'm not white, for one. And I don't think I have a face for radio, because the guys who I'm talking about have a face for radio, those are the guys who look like they came from two cousins meeting for the first time and having offspring. Like, that's who I'm talking about. And Jay said, when you walk in the door, hit that like button. I appreciate you, my brother. And Will said, with Neighbors out, I think another Slayton smash play week. Yeah, decent for sure. Him and Wandale. I like them both this week. The matchup is juicy. And Jay Schmells, did you not hear me a little bit earlier when I said maybe you take a guy like Neighbors who's out this week? You know, you go trade for a running back or something of that nature. And Corey said, pick up Tracy or Slayton. I think Slayton. Because if the what's it called? If the Bengals go up and the Giants are kind of playing from behind, you know, might not be in for a huge Tracy game, you know. And yeah, shout out to Pam. Appreciate you, homegirl. Thanks for throwing in the super chat. This bowl's for you. This bowl's for you. And we're getting closer to catching up. I'm trying. Chat has been extra lit this morning. Appreciate you guys. DD Red Solo. Calvin Ridley. Leggett Downs Wicks. Lad rest of season. Well, you know, DD Red Solo, that I hate answering rest of season questions because it could be for a lot of different reasons why you're making that. So give me the context on why you need these guys for rest of season, and then put the guys in there too one more time, just so when I make it down there, I won't so when I make it down there, I won't forget. Siobhan, need a crystal ball or something. Yeah, so frustrating with injuries and underperforming. Yeah, but that's why we play the game though too, because there's so many variables. Like, if everything happened the way that it was supposed to, fantasy football would be pretty boring. Like, let's be real. It's the human element that like makes it a lot more fun, but it makes it a lot more stressful, like as well, because we can't control everything. And that's probably what makes it the most stressful out of everything. I mean, we control little parts of it, but like, yeah, you can't control the fucking 49ers defense with all those injuries, to the secondary and them just playing like they're fucking the Legion of Boom or something. Like, man, we can't like predict that kind of shit, but we know it's a tough divisional matchup, like we know little things, but yeah. Corey said to pick up Gibson instead of those guys. I like Slayton. I don't think that Gibson's going to do too well, even if Ramondre's out, but I would pick up Gibson if Ramondre's out, because if you need a potential flex, I mean, he's someone who could be in the mix for that, but Houston's pretty tough against the run. And Podson, what up? Are we picking up Vidal, Gus Edwards, multiple do not practices? I don't know how much Vidal would actually get, but if you want to do your due diligence, like, yeah, I mean, guy like that, I'm sure they've been hyped up about him before the season started. And then, of course, the hype cooled down. But I bet you if Gus Edwards doesn't play, there's going to be a whole bunch of fantasy analysts like, Vidal to the moon. He's going to be an RB1. Like, it happens like that. And it's so fucking annoying. So I would do the due diligence if you have a Gus Edwards and you potentially need a guy to play in the flex. And Stranger said Dax Hill was technically the cornerback 2, but this year's stats say the cornerback 1 because Cam Taylor-Britt was having a rough start to the season. I mean, and if you're going against the number 1, if you're going up against the number 1 wide receiver every time, like Cam Taylor-Britt probably was, like, just makes it a little tougher, right? And Jason said my app has Neighbors and Mason play last night. Neighbors ruled out. Do I grab Slayton to take him from the opponent? Yes, do it. Do it now. It'll be a good block. That's how we play defense, through the waiver wire, blocking your opponents. And Magic Man, Daniels or Kyler? I think I'm going to lean Kyler on this. But it's tough to not play Daniels right now. Like, he's on fire. And KJ said week already starting out bad. Mason could have had a monster game for me. I have Zach Moss. Is he expected to play his Chase Brown quad injury? Anything serious? Well, Chase Brown, they said, got back to practice today. That was one of the pieces of news that I saw. I need to update the ticker at the bottom, but you know how that goes. I need a producer now to do that kind of stuff. So I don't know if it's anything serious. I feel like if it was serious, he probably wouldn't be practicing at all this week. So we just got to keep paying attention. Like, that's what it comes down to. We just got to keep paying attention, and I'll be here like every day, paying attention to all this information and digesting it to the peeps. And DD Red Soul, what's Malik Neighbors trade value worth, like A-Chain plus? Well, yeah, I mean, you have to sell them to the right person. So you got to find the person who really likes Neighbors, then you'll be able to get more for sure, because they actually like Neighbors. So, but yeah, I mean, something like that, right? Like, I'd want A-Chain plus for Neighbors. I mean, we're talking redraft for all the peeps out there, because Dynasty, I don't think I'd just be trying to sell them. And Jay say, you better have heard this song, Alex. No, I have not. I did not. That was the first time me hearing that song. And I appreciate it. That's why, like, the jukebox is so cool, because, like, I get introduced to, I mean, that song's from 1975. I was born in 1986. And like, my parents had like my mom listened to Pat Benatar, and like, that was it. And like, introduced me to like Michael Jackson, because you listen to Michael Jackson. And like, outside of that, like, every other piece of music I discovered, myself. And usually it's like your parents putting you onto music and shit. And, that's how you get your flavor when you're young. And DD Red Solo. And now, yeah, I don't. And now I do. PTB, what up? And he said, you have faith in Brees this week with the coaching change, or should I look to trade? Buffalo's been really bad against the run, so that's why I think I'm okay. I'm okay with him this week. DD Red Solo, is it better to stream multiple sources, or should you just focus on one? Well, there's a lot of people who say that you should just focus on one, but I think, like, I paid more money to be able, like, because you have to have the software. It's all about the software. I paid more money to have software that made me stream to more places, YouTube was always like my main focus, like YouTube and Facebook. And then it's like, YouTube just became like the main focus. But I'm still building up Twitch. I'm still building up Rumble. I'm still building up Facebook. But it's like YouTube is the main place. So I'm a big advocate of, because it's not like spreading your wings thin. It's just like I'm on one stream right now, but it's just I'm streaming to 6 places at once right now. And some people, like, I don't know, like some people may see me on Facebook and they're like, man, why don't you answer my question? I'm the only one here watching your fucking show. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there's like a whole bunch of people on YouTube, so I like spreading the wings when it comes to streaming. I said, I need to check out your podcast. The fucks, I'd never heard of them. What? Hustlerpod.com. It's all the same shows. Like if you're here for the live streams, like I appreciate the downloads and the listens on the audio, but it's the same thing. So if you're here for the live streams, like maybe you watch them, maybe you listen to them later because you didn't catch the live stream or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate the downloads. If you guys have Apple, please go leave me a review. Same shit, Fantasy Football Hustler. If you go to hustlerpod.com, that will, or actually, no, I don't think hustlerpod, actually, never mind. Ixnay that. Hustlerpod.com doesn't work anymore. Just go search me, Fantasy Football Hustler, on Spotify, on Apple, on Amazon, literally everywhere that you get podcasts, I'm there under Fantasy Football Hustler. And if you have Apple, leave me a review. I appreciate it, because like that's one of the only ways that you can like really improve like the algorithm for Apple, is getting more reviews, more downloads, more listens, things like that. But the reviews are super, super big. And I appreciate it. And the more downloads means the more that I'll get, the more, or the faster that I'll get paid from Mr. Bookie and other kind of advertisers. But it is kind of cool with the audio. Like there's been times where like, I mean, whatever advertiser you get is going to be unique to you. Like that's just how the advertisers work. Like it based on your location and all that kind of shit. Cause I do have other ads that are on there. Like one time I just pulled up the podcast to listen, because I don't know who the advertisers are. Like the platform that I'm on and pay to be on, they literally find the advertisers for me, and I get paid like per month. It's not much, but either way, I do like no work other than uploading it. And like the last time I listened, it was like McDonald's and AM PM were like two of the advertisers, and I was like, damn, like they know my shit stoner podcast, huh? So super cool, man. Super cool. And T Money. Oh shit. And Sal, I didn't even see this come in. And he said, Pepsi, but you look white to me. And maybe it's because I don't go outside too much. But no, I'm Mexican. And Corey said, pick up Slayton or Lazard. Slayton, baby. Slayton. It's a better matchup. Plus, we saw how much Danny Pesos is going to throw it when they're playing from behind a little bit. And I would say that I think that they fall a little bit more behind. In a game like this. And trying to say, regardless of your heritage, he said, trust us, brother, on the show. You look like a cracker as fuck. Said this is coming from a guy with the Scandinavian heritage. Hey, you know what? It's funny because like to the white people in high school and whatever, I was always Mexican. To the Mexican people, I was always white. And yeah, man, this was just what happens, man. Yeah, I'm not. If I dressed more like an essay, maybe spoke with a little bit of an accent, because I feel like it's probably the way that I talk a little bit as well, right? That has to do with the way that people perceive me. Bakes, what up, bro? And you're the man, Corey. And he said, better to do your posted videos or your past live streams. I think it's better to do the videos than the live streams. Because no matter what, most of the views that come on the live streams are going to come from people who are watching at the time when it's live. I don't think there's a whole bunch of people that get a lot of views after the live streams end, but the videos, those are like more important. I would love to get the videos more and more popular. That's like really what I want to do, because I know there's more people out there who watch videos than live streams. And, you know, like, I mean, you guys see how much work I put into those videos and how much good content like is on there. They should be in the thousands and tens of thousands of views, you know, and one day they'll get there. One day they'll get there. But it's like every day at a time. We just got to get new people finding the show. Zach, what up, bro? And he said, I got offered to trade away Brian Robinson and Brian Thomas for Henry, Mooney, and Ladd. I don't want to get rid of Brian Thomas Jr., but I want to get Henry. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would do that because I wouldn't really want to get rid of those guys either. But to get Henry and Mooney and then Ladd kind of as a throw-in, I like it. I like it. And I don't really like doing the wide receiver for running back trades, you know, and wide receiver, running back for wide receiver, running back. But to get Henry, who looks like he's one of the clear cut, who's like one of the clear cut top end running backs this year, I would do that. And DD Red Solo, I doubt Mason misses time if it's an AC joint. Is that what Aaron Jones always has and always pushes through it, pop it back in and balls out? Well, I mean, maybe that's during the game, right? Jason, I love it. I love it. Marco, what up? What up? Shout out to the future. And Jesse said I had a feeling Ayuk was going to do nothing, still started him because it's tough to sit him. Like, I mean, if you're in an 8-man league or something, you got like wide receivers for days, or like a 10-man league, you know, and you got like a bunch of decent like options. Like, I feel it. But if you're in a 12-man or above, it's kind of tough to sit a guy like Ayuk unless you're really stacked. And Rashid Shaheed is joining my AAF group, and I'm becoming all access member to the Saints facilities and can meet all the players and get invites from all the team exclusive functions like team events. Dude, for real? That's fucking dope. It's fucking sick, dude. That's awesome, man. Congrats. I'd love to hear more about that. Would love to hear more about that. And Marco, keep Dotson or pick up Hutch? I'd pick up Hutch. Zach said start Bigsby or Ford. Leaning Bigsby. Perry and Amon-Ra. Mixon is too much to go for Saquon, right? Yes, it is, because it's really because of Amon-Ra, not necessarily Mixon, but yeah, it's a little bit too much. Thanks again, Sal, for the super chat, even though you're talking a little bit of trash, but it's all good. And Liam, what up? Pick 2, 1 RB, 1 flex. Amari, Brian Robinson, Chase Brown, half PPR. As of right now, I got to say Amari and Chase Brown, you got to come back. We got to hear more about Brian Robinson, but I don't think he practiced today, so not looking like he's going to play. Bake said, crazy how Tracy was a wide receiver his whole year until last year of college eligibility. The PPR potential is there. Yeah, I mean, not saying it's not, but, you know. Pam said, considering Mixon isn't alive. Marco said, if luck wasn't involved, I'd win every time, right? Hell yeah. For sure. Me too. I never lose. And Big Mac Brad, what up? Should I start Brian Thomas or Olave? My opponent lost neighbors, so he's starting Shaheed. I mean, both are bad. I feel like I'm going Brian Thomas. Yeah. That's what I do. We'll also have Watson and Wicks on my best ball team. Slayton is available. Would you drop one of those guys? Yeah, I'd drop either one of them for Slayton, but I'd drop Wicks. D Red Solo need a reliable wide receiver rest of the season. I have Ridley and Downs currently. Would drop Downs on waivers to get Lockett, Leggett, D-Hop, Trey Tucker, Quinn Johnson. I don't know. I'd probably just, I mean, because now either way, it's like you're holding on Lockett. You can't pick him up, like even if you wanted to right now. Like maybe D-Hop. I mean, it is a really good matchup for D-Hop. I mean, he sucks, but, you know, if he pops off a little bit, maybe you trade him. And D Red says, AO has to let me produce. Is every in charge? I request the knowledge and the resources. I mean, it's one day we'll have a producer. We'll get there. It needs to be the right person, right fit. You know, a lot of different things need to align. Because, yeah, and it's also me figuring out exactly what I need as well. And Jay said, it's crazy. My parents and, and friends' parents listen to that. Yeah. So funny. Listen to more Bad Company, classic rock, true stoner music. I like it. I like it. No, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I know you didn't, Jason. I trust me. If I feel disrespected, people will know. We're good. We're high. And the roll, what up? He said, just found a whole red Solo cup full of change in my closet. Got to be like $25 in there. Nice. Nice. And let's go. What up, Corey? Thanks for the super chat, my brother. Play Slayton or Flowers this week. Whew. Okay, this one's really tough because, like, based on what Flowers did last week, I know there's going to be a bunch of people who they're like, you got to start Flowers. Like, he had this many targets, he had this many yards, yada, yada, whatever the fuck. I still feel like I want to start Slayton because last week it was a tougher matchup for Derrick Henry. And, like, they were also playing against a team that, like, you know, division rival. They both knew each other very well. They kept like punching each other, you know, like just right in the mouth, like back and forth offensively. And they needed to go high up tempo. I feel like that could happen this week, but the Commandos have been so bad against the run. And Derek, what up, bro? Salute, homie. But they've been so bad against just defending the run as well that I think we could be in for another huge Derrick Henry game. And for that reason, I'm going to lean Slayton slightly. And Crispy said, so we're starting Slayton. Yeah. JD, what up? Let me see. Where did I leave off at? Here we go. And Pam said, drop Coleman for Slayton redraft. I mean, I don't want to start Coleman at all. So if you're going to actually start Slayton and you have nobody else that you could potentially drop, I would do it. And Jason, is this a good trade? You're 4-1, Tyreek and Kraft for Bowers and Pollard. Are you getting Tyreek and Kraft? If not, I'm holding. Sharon said, Huss, that was your first time hearing Shooting Star. Yeah. All-time classic story song. Yeah, that was my very first time. That's why it's cool listening to, it's cool with the crew. Get to listen to stuff. Nice. Moneyline Mills, 86 also, March 12th. Nice. I'm January 12th. Frank said, morning, Huss. What up, Frank? He said, got Mason and hearing CMC may be back by week 10. So I said beginning of November is what CMC said that he's aiming to come back. But let's also remember that's like him coming back and like coming back from IR and like being in a 21-day like window or whatever where you could come back. So I would say if everything was truthful to that statement, he would be coming back around beginning of November, and then he would still be on the IR for another two, possibly 3 weeks, maybe even just the whole 3 weeks at that point. And another thing that's tough is like if they're winning and they are, just kind of annihilating people, CMC might be more thought of for like a playoff piece, and they might like really limit him on, what he has to do and how much touches and yada, yada. Digital plants, maybe. Oh, and the question was hold or sell Mason after a nice week. I mean, I guess it really depends on who else you have, because like I don't know who and how bad does how much do they like Mason, whoever you're trying to sell him to, and how much do they need him? Because now being hurt, I mean, his value automatically goes down whether he plays or not, just in like people's eyes because he got hurt. And Bob, what up? PPR quarterback Baker. Who should I try to trade and upgrade my team? I'd say with this, I'd probably be trying to move like a Chase Brown and like a Gibson, maybe Bucky, maybe like 2 or 3 guys, and like trying to upgrade at one of your other spots. That's what I'd be trying to do. Bengals just announced that Zach Moss and Chase Brown are good to go for this week. So I don't know if they both got full full goes or whatever, but they're saying they are good to go. Marco said Carnell looks very Mexican too. Oh man. Holden Coleman from the movie Blue Streak. I'm a federale. You're Mexican. Blue Streak's a funny movie. And Papa J dropping frying pans, hands, wicks, and adding Gibson with the Mondre news. I have Stevenson. Yeah, man, do it. Do it. And Stranger said, Huss, it's obvious you grew up speaking Cali English, but you look white on camera and has a ton to do with the lighting. Oh, for sure. Like if I turned off the lights, like, because the lights are like literally right in my face, like as well. So that's like another thing. So yeah, for sure. It definitely does have to do with the lighting. He said on another show, we made fun of a guy for being whiter than Casper's ass until he changed the light. That's hilarious. Rusher, that wasn't Aaron Jones. It was Dalvin Cook. Okay. Would always pop his shoulder back. Yeah. Fucking Dalvin. And JD said trying to find the guy with the most upside potential. Tolbert, Roshan, Wandale. Swandale, man. That's the most upside this week. And I'm the right person. Legend. There we go. For Zill, someone dropped Tay Tucker to pick up Darius Slayton. I'm thinking about snagging Tucker. Man, that guy was the guy who did the right move picking up Slayton, because Tucker's all right, but yeah, we see their whole offense is an issue right now. Oh, I saw something about Singletary. Dabble Sweeney said that Devin Singletary's dealing with a groin issue. Okay. Joe Mixon's practicing. Let's go. Come on, Sir Joe Mix-a-Lot. We need. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see this. All right, hold on. Let's see how this looks. And Zach, real quick, should I trade? So I would win the trade if Henry, Ladd, and Mooney, and trade away Brian Thomas and B-Rob. I feel like you would, because of Derrick Henry and Mooney, and Ladd's kind of like a throw-in. And yeah, B-Rob misses this week. I mean, automatically makes it better for you because you got 3 guys that are playing, and you traded away someone who has a really horrible matchup this week in Brian Thomas Jr. and then Brian Robinson, who didn't play, if he ends up not playing. I mean, we don't know as of yet. Let's see.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day.
I like it. Let's go. All right. Okay, Jay, who's the RB2 and buff? Ty or Ray Davis? Ty is, but you know, if Cook doesn't play, both guys are going to be in the mix. But I think I'd rather have Ty than Ray Davis if I'm picking one of the two. Nice. Jay said got Tyreek, so I'd keep him. I wouldn't make that trade. And Marco, does it make any difference with the league? Dotson Hutch question that it's my home league. No. Because I feel like I would rather have, like, I feel like that might be a kind of revolving spot for you anyways. Jesse, should I drop Ayuk for Shakir? I'm leaning on no, but I understand. I understand. Who else can you drop? And Zach said RBs, Bijan, ETN, B-Rob, Najee, wide receivers, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas. Yeah, I mean, losing Brian Thomas, I mean, it would suck in, you know, for maybe like a week or two, but dang, did you play JSN like this week already? Because like if you're planning on playing DJ Moore and Brian Thomas Jr., that could mess up this week a little bit. But either way, you'd be bringing back, never mind, because you'd be bringing back more. So no, I'd do that. I would. Frizzell, Donnie Mitchell, or Slayton this week. Slayton, and it's not even close. Big said, I'm about to go Mason hunting. Let's go. Hey, and we made it all the way to the bottom of the chat. Woo! That took a while. Soccer Mariano said, hey guys, should I trade Garrett Wilson and Terry McLaurin for Amon-Ra? I mean, I almost want to say yes, just because Amon-Ra's like so good and he's coming off the bye. I'm leaning yes. Can you get another piece back with Amon Ra, maybe a running back or something that helps out your team a little bit? Crispy said Slayton Madison likely sit one. Likely? Question mark. I mean, I want to play Slayton, so it's either sitting Madison or likely. And I feel like Madison, I mean, assuming that Zamir White is out, which they're on the West Coast, so I really haven't heard too much like about them. Yeah, I mean, another reason why I kind of don't want likely is the matchup from Washington. Like they they've been pretty bad. I mean, like tight ends have not done the best against them is the way I meant to word that. And yeah, Pink Floyd. Let's get it. Zach said just smashed the trade. And yeah, I did play JSN this week. Perfect. So there you go. It's not like now. I mean, now you got more. And then what's it called? You have Mooney, who could be like a potential flex guy instead of someone that you need to like put in there as a starter. Did JSN even do good? I don't think he did, huh? Let's see. 5 for 53. I mean, 10 points could have been worse. Yeah, it was just bad all around for the wide receivers yesterday. And that's what sucked, man, because like 49ers have not been good against defending against the wide receiver this whole year. And but this was the game. They stepped it up. And Sacra Mariano, my wide receivers are Drake London, Ayuk, Olave, and Diggs. Running backs are Pollard, A-Chain, Montgomery. All right. And what was it again? It was Garrett Wilson and Terry for Amon Ra. So okay, so you didn't put them in here though, so this is without them. Yeah, I kind of feel like I might do that. Garrett Wilson still got some bad matchups like ahead. And I like Terry McLaurin, but to be able to get Amon Ra, yeah, I feel like I would be willing to do that. Bake said Zamir is out. He's dealing with a groin injury all week and hasn't practiced. Okay, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is sometimes. Like guys don't practice on Wednesday and Thursday, and then they get into limited practice, and then there's like hope. Yeah, it's better if he just doesn't practice, and then we know that he's not going to play, and then we don't have to deal with it, and we can make moves accordingly as of now. And just sent Bowers and Pollard for Tyreek and Kraft. Okay, that's what it was. Oh, you got Tyreek and Kraft. I got. Oh, wait. So now I got Tyreek. Yes, I liked you getting that side. Yes. And Big Fudge G looks drunk some games. Man, Gino, like he was pissed out there. Sorry, guys. All right. And I'm trying to find this. I downloaded a video of Gino yesterday where he was like hella pissed. I'm trying to find it here. At least I thought I did. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Look at this. Yes, sir. Soccer Mariano. Yes, sir.
is going to spike it, stopping the clock. It'll be 4th down.
Gino's pissed. Everyone's fucking up out there. Fuck are y'all doing? Calling them all out. And Zach said Mooney has a knee injury. What anybody see what his status was at today's practice? Because everybody's hurt one level or another. Let's see. Damn. Dan Quinn said that Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be a game time decision. At least it's a 10 o'clock game or 1 p.m. game for all you East Coasters. Yeah, lame. Fam first, if you had to stash one, who would you pick out of the Patriots receiver, Polk or Douglas? Polk. Said doing it just in case May's a beast. Yeah, I'd probably go Polk. Corbin, Gino smashed the tablet after the INT. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And, I know no matter what, it's Gino's fault. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird how they just didn't seem like there was the connection that that he normally has with his wide receivers. Yeah, Smokey the Cat, what up? Said, damn neighbors out. Yes, sir. It sucks, man. Dude, that was some bullshit, man. Corbin, that illegal shift on the DK touchdown. That was some bullshit, man. Like, that's another reason we couldn't be mad at DK, right? It's like he did what he was supposed to do. And, like, yeah, they got fluked on that illegal shift or whatever the hell, illegal formation. Whatever the fuck it got, ruled as. And, man, that was bullshit, dude. Man, some bullshit. But that's fantasy football, man. You need 11 guys to, like, play perfect. And, like, yeah, the Seahawks were fucking up. There was always someone fucking up, whether it was offense, defense. Some bullshit. Frank said, got Fields starting, but is it a gamble with Russell Wilson healthy? Pick up Danny Bezos or Dalton this week and start him. I feel like I would be interested in starting Dalton this week. And we got to follow just a little bit more closely with Pickens, because you guys hear about how Pickens could potentially get suspended for one game for his he wore the eye black. And it said like always fucking open or something like that. And that was like violating some rule for the NFL. I don't fucking know what, but yeah. So if Pickens doesn't play, that makes things a lot worse for whoever the starting quarterback is. And I am very, very curious about Russell Wilson, and him coming back, and like, is he going to actually play? Like, they've been very, very coy about, not mentioning one way or the other what's Russ going to do when he actually gets back to health. And now he's getting closer there. Zach said got offered another trade in that league. Trade away Nico for and Downs for James Cook and Wandale. If Nico comes back soon, then I'll decline it. What do you think? I think I would just decline that. I mean, it's tough because like Downs, I would much rather have Wandale than Downs. And like for the next like couple weeks, I think I would much rather have Cook. But the thing is like Cook is hurt like right now too. So that's like another reason where it's like, I don't know if I want to trade for Cook right now. It just doesn't seem like the best thing until we get more of his news about his injury. And they don't really have to tell us much until like today or really tomorrow, because that's like tomorrow's like their Friday practice, because they play on Monday. So they really don't have to like, divulge like any information outside of the injury reports. And that kind of sucks. Because we want more info. We want to know what the fuck the deal is with Cook. Let's go. Let's smoke it up. All right. And Lipsy, I traded away Mason Higgins for Devonta and Walker. How'd I do? I mean, if Mason's any kind of like serious injury, like, yeah, you did good because Mason already got hurt. So that's usually like for trades like this, I literally like most of the time, I will say I don't like making trades like this because usually the person who wins is the person who traded away the person that gets hurt. And it sucks if you're that other person because there's a 50-50 chance that that could be you who traded for the person who ends up getting hurt. So then you feel worse about it because you're like, fuck, I didn't even have this person and I traded away someone who didn't get hurt and this person got hurt right away. So I like it for that you got the healthy end of the deal so far. But very similar type of players here for sure. And if Mason did not get hurt, I feel like you might not have got the better end of that deal, but Mason did get hurt. So here we are. All right. Ooh, today's going to be a little bit of a shorter show, coming back with the wafers show a little bit later today. And it's going to be me and John Doe. We're actually going at it in the Wafers League. So yeah, there's going to be some shit talking going on. And because I always want to win, and my team had a little bit of a bad run of things early, but I think we turned things around. We're looking good. Josie Jewell is missing again. He's out. They already declared him out. And Lipsy start Bowers or Kincaid. Leaning Bowers. The Steelers don't really defend the tight end well. They defend everywhere else very well, but not the tight end. And the Jets, they're like one of the best against the tight end. And CJ Mosley might be coming back. I don't know how close he is to coming back. We'll find out. We'll find that out tomorrow, more than likely. Right. Hey, anybody out there a fan of Tulsa King? Anybody heard of Tulsa King? They're in season 2. Sylvester Stallone, and it's a Paramount Plus show. But since I have the streaming service I've been telling you about, I don't watch it on Paramount Plus. I watch it on the streaming service. And Lipsy kind of thinking on trading Kincaid, but I don't know what for. Yeah, I mean, you have to find the right person to like trade someone like Kincaid. Like it has to be someone who's someone desperate at tight end. And it has to be someone who likes the upside of Kincaid, likes their target market share and things like that. Because there's a couple things that are like good about Kincaid, and then there's like more things that are bad about him. Okay, nice. Frank said, I love Tulsa King. Papa J said Tulsa King is dope. All right, good. Because I know last year when I brought it up to a couple people, like, what the fuck is Tulsa King? So good. I like that response that 2 people are fucking with Tulsa King at least, just right here. Yeah, very interesting. I made it. I think I'm on episode 4 in the 2nd season. Like I already started watching it last year, and I hated that they only did 9 episodes. That pissed me off. It's like, wait, 9? I want 10. Like, what the fuck, dude? I want fucking 10 episodes. And then, but they started it off okay so far in the 2nd season. I'm liking it. And Sylvester Stallone, he's a good character in this series. And Devo, you the man. Thanks for the super chat, bro. He said, I'm not trying to make excuses, but the Seahawks played 3 games in 11 days. He said, tell me that the NFL cares about player safety. He said, shut the fuck up, Goodell. Go Hawks. Yeah, that's it really sucks with these Thursday games. And man, that illegal fucking shift, man. Like we were just talking about, I don't know if you were listening a couple minutes ago when someone brought up the illegal shift and how the DK fucking touchdown got negated because of it. I was so pissed about that. So fucking pissed about that. And Stranger said 10. I'm old school. Give me 26 episodes in a season. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a cable. Like that's the difference though, right? Like cable, they just pay for way more content than these streamers do, than the streaming services do. That's what it comes down to. It sucks. Because yeah, I want more. I want way more episodes, but it's also like you get more episodes and then it waters it down like as well. Because there's a lot of shows where it just starts going off the rails like way too early for me. And I know that like a blanket statement could literally be for anything, but yeah. I do like the old days of 26 episodes. You got a whole half a year. And Cameron said legal shift killed me. I DK and Mason. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, some bullshit, man. And Devo said, yeah, I heard. I'm pissed off. Deep cleaning the house. I'm listening. Man, some motherfuckers, right? Dude, fucking illegal shift. Some bullshit, dude. Some bullshit. Because DK was killing it out there. He was killing it. And like, he was like so close. Like I keep even forgetting about that. He was super close from having a trifecta. Like, man, his foot was like this much on the line. Gino fucking up on that throw when he was right outside of the red zone or right outside the end zone. Yeah, and then that one, the illegal shift, some fucking bullshit, man. Damn it. Toker1J said I played DK with locking on the bench. Yeah, it's tough. Marco do it bonanza style, 34 episodes per season. Yeah, it's funny. You go back to like some of these old school sitcoms and just so many episodes. But even like the hour-long shows, it doesn't even matter. Like even if it was a cable show, like, yeah, they got way more episodes. Way more episodes. It's like I'm even trying to, like, let's see, like even like the first Power, the original Power. Like how many episodes did it have per season? Yeah, see, they did 10 pretty much every season except for the last one where they got 15. And actually the first season only had 8. And but let's see a show like Empire that came out at the same time that was on cable. Let's see. I feel like there's way more episodes. Yes, even on this. And this is a show that's on cable. See, but they still don't want to pay. 12 episodes in the first season and then 18 episodes in each of the next 5 seasons. Maybe that's why some people liked Empire more than Power. There was more content for sure. More content. And Dylan, start Gibbs or Brees. Oh, man. Well, on paper, it should probably be Gibbs because the Cowboys are one of the worst run defenses in the league. And so I'll lean there. And I have to assume that like Buffalo's not going to be bad forever. But yeah, I'm gonna say Gibbs. I mean, but this could be a huge Brees game. Like that's the thing. Like, and Buffalo's been giving up the booty to the running backs. I'm just gonna go like with who has the way, way, way better matchup, like on paper. But yeah, man, this could be a huge ass Brees game. It really could. Hassan said, "What up?" He says, "My mom's birthday and AEW Wrestle Dream is coming up tomorrow. Nice, and happy birthday to your mom." Yeah. Shout out to Mom Dukes. And Frank said, I'm assuming Taylor isn't a go this week. Yeah, you should assume that. You should assume that. All right. There we go. Almost 2-hour show, guys. We're going to get up out of here after this bowl. Appreciate you guys. Got to shout out our producers of the show, all of our 420 crew members, our ultimate priority member, Mr. Justin Pickle in a Jar, our all access members, our elite members, our superstar members, and our 420 ride or die crew members. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. You guys are the shit. It's because you were able to do this show multiple times a day. Salute. And me and Doe, we're going to be back with the breakdown on the wafers. We are playing each other specifically this week, so I'm sure we'll be talking a little shit about our matchups, but make sure you guys come through. It's going to be at 4 p.m. West Coast time. If you guys are in the Wafers League, you want to come, we'll talk about your matchups. We'll break down a couple little pieces of, high scores of the week, just little different nuances throughout the tournament, keep people on their toes. going to be fun, though. It's going to be fun. And Marco said, keep Gus Bus or pick up the juice or gonorrhea from San Fran. Who's the juice? But Gus Bus still hasn't practiced all day. All week, I mean, not all day. And Cameron said, I'd swapped in Tolbert since Neighbors is out and JJ's on by. I got to tell you, yeah, man. Yep. At least we know that JJ will be back with uninterrupted games after that. That's one good thing. All right, let's smoke it up, guys, before we get out of here. 4 p.m. West Coast time. Don't forget, make sure you're back. And season 1 of Gunsmoke, 39 episodes. Like, man, like, see, like, that's no breaks for you guys. No breaks for you guys. And smoking a cat, hoping from a dub from the Padres today. Man, come on. Let's go, fucking Padres. You Darvish, he probably should have went in the last game, but they gave him that extra day of rest so he could be good for this game if it did go. And now you got to go to fucking LA and do it. So let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And Marco, oh, Kyle Hughes check. Yeah, okay. It's probably going to be the gonorrhea. Yeah. And Jay, what up? So I'm high as fuck at work. Fucking shit up. Let's fucking go. And he said Zach Moss or Chase Brown. Both activated. Yeah, they both said they're good to go. Leaning Zach Moss since he's RB1 gets the goal line work. Changed my mind. Well, it's almost like a coin flip between these guys because we've seen them be used in different capacities at different times. And I feel like when Chase Brown is like the guy is when they're going up against a super tough rush defense. And I feel like that, and we're going to do one more bowl while I'm getting my thoughts out here. I want to get to that one I want to get to the one, the one, I'm going to pack this one a little fatter. And everybody hit the like button if you have not, you stoners. And so let me see how the Giants have kind of been faring against running backs, but I feel like that's where you've been able to score some points on them. And like, it's always the stingy running back matchups where Chase Brown has done good and where I feel like I like him more because he gets a lot of the, he doesn't get a lot. He gets less of the between the tackle stuff and gets the more, side to side receptions and things like that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Giants. I mean, they're somewhat tough against the run. I mean, bottom 8 is what it looks like. Yeah, this is making me cause to pause right now, and I feel like I'm going to lean Chase Brown. Oop. And is it worth me trading for Olave? Not right now. Theo, what up, bro? Toker one. First time I've heard someone suggest gonorrhea. Hopefully you understood what he was saying by that, because he said juice or gonorrhea, and he was talking about use check or Guerendo. And Zach, how many weeks will Nico be out for? I have Nico in most of my leagues. I'm hoping it's just the 4 weeks. So what would that be? This week, next week 6, 7, 8, 9. So hopefully by week 10. Damn, but I don't know if they have their bye week. If they have their bye week before then, it's week 11. Pam, hold Chase Brown or get Madison or Tracy. Probably holding Chase Brown. Smokey the Cat, Chase Brown or Bucky if Rashad White's out. I probably still go Chase Brown. It's a tougher matchup for the Tampa Bay running backs for sure. And Jay said, you from Cali? Originally, yeah, I'm from San Diego. Lived there my whole life until like 2 years ago when I moved to Vegas. Tucker and Jay says he's a Nico maniac. Let's go. He's a maniac. I got to get that now. Where we're at. Eli just scooped Evan Ingram off waivers as my tight end 2. Had to drop Braylon Allen, though. I'm okay with that. Because Evan Ingram, we assume when he comes back that he's going to be one of the more higher targeted, tight ends, right? And Brenton Strange has literally been a streamable like type of guy. So I'm okay with it. And Braylon Allen, I feel like after this coaching change, it's going to be more Brees. I know it's just like kind of like a gut feeling, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why they probably didn't like solids, because like guy like Brees, who's supposed to be their guy, like he needs more. It says still got Gibbs, Hubbard, Warren, Tracy. What do you think? I might be on the side with Pam. Pam just said would have dropped Warren. Potentially, probably would have dropped Warren instead of Braylon, but I know there's some people who are like really high on Warren. Theo, someone offered me McLaurin and Dowdle for Connor and Odunze. Hate that Odunze one catch. Thinking of taking it. If it's redraft, I like it because of the upside of McLaurin. I don't like it because you're going from Connor to Dowdle. So that's what's tough about these ones. Like I like them and I don't like them at the same time. And Eli said, I don't want any parts of that Gents offense. I feel you. And Stranger said, between Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Brown has the higher upside and 2 yards per carry higher on average. There we go. Toko and Jay, am I stupid for benching Allen this week and going Daniels instead? No, because Daniels, like whatever is hurt with Josh Allen that could prevent him from running a bunch. And like no matter what, Daniels is going to keep running. So I don't think you're stupid for doing that. It's ballsy, but at least Daniel's been handling biz. And it's not like the Ravens have been like super shutting people down either. So yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. Eli and Warren balling once he comes back. Maybe. Don't forget, everybody, go to fantasyfootballhustler.com. Go check out my website. It's got links to everywhere. So like our Patreon community, that's the private fantasy community. It's got the links in there to the different podcasts, like Apple, Spotify. It's got the links in there to my Instagram, to my Twitter, aka X page.
X gon' give it to you.
Has the link to the fantasy football advice group that I created on Facebook with over 100,000 members there. If you're into any kind of, I got the Vegas TikTok link in there and all the other YouTube channels and TikToks and all the other stuff that I've been doing as well. And yeah, go check it out, guys, and just go follow everywhere. Fantasyfootballhustler.com, and literally just go follow everywhere. If you guys do have an iPhone, do me a favor and go on to the Apple Podcasts and go look for Fantasy Football Hustler, set up the automatic downloads, leave a 5-star review because you've heard the content. You're literally listening to the content like right now. This is what goes on the podcast, is all of these live streams and everything. Theo worried about Connor getting injured, playing so much. I get it. And what was it? Why wouldn't you be worried about Dowdle getting injured, though? Pam, this kind of stuff makes fantasy fun. Yeah, exactly. There's like so many variables to everything. Everyone calls it X, like play along with the snappers and the punters.
X gon' give it to you. What?
That's why I'll always call it Twitter with AKA X, because I know there's some people who still call it that, who like to call it that for whatever reason. Pam says someone dropped Allen, I'd be grabbing him. Well, it all depends on who you have. It's not like Allen's been like amazing. He's been like a random. He's not even like a regular like startable flex. It's just like, you know, when we get a lot of injuries and shit like that, like it could be what's it called? He could be worth it to throw in. Oh man, Ron just showed up. Oh man, what up, bro?
Got perfect time. About to start a little puff give in this motherfucker.
Well, I guess I'm smoking another bowl now. Actually, let's switch it up to a dab, and then also, hey, who's watching Halloween movies? What have you what are, you know, horror movies, but you know what I mean? Who's watching Halloween movies right now? And if you are, because I started on October 1st, and if you are watching any Halloween movies, what kind of movies are you watching? What movies do you watch every single year? Because I know there's people like myself who probably have to watch certain movies around Halloween, Christmas. You know, it's like literally our childhood. Oh no, we're in our last batch of drip right now. Dude, do I gotta go out to LA again? It might be worth it if I could get a ticket for like $40. It might be worth it just to literally go to LA for a day, go hang out down there, go get some drip and some wafers, and bring it back. That might not be a bad idea. I'm gonna look into some flights. We're talking to the wafers guys today, so we're gonna see, is this possible? Because I would do that, get some content while I'm down there, you know, get away for the day. Could go just like hella early in the day and then come back, try to catch like the last flight or whatever. Yeah, wouldn't that be dope? taking airplanes like we're taking Ubers and shit. All right. Here we go. And Josh. Oh, wait, and
I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday. You ain't got no job. And you ain't got shit to do.
And Josh said pick 2 at the flex. Dell. JK, Brian Thomas Jr. I would say Dell and Brian Thomas Jr. It's tough, man. And Ron said, my man, been running all the Halloween flicks. There we go. Smokey the Cat said Halloween 1 and 4 are the best for me. So you know what's crazy is like I've seen a lot of movies in my day, but like horror movies in general, not necessarily my jam. And I've never I know I've seen scenes from the movie. I mean, I've seen scenes from so many movies, but I'd never watched Halloween 4 or 5 all the way through. And I literally did that. And now I'm gonna kind of continue down the Halloween rabbit hole. You know, now we got the Curse of Michael Myers, which I don't think was too good, right? And then it might be Halloween H2O that's coming back after that, but I watched the Rob Zombie version already. That one's been fun. Marco said I'm watching this Halloween stream where the guy predicts guy pretends to be a fantasy football expert. Marco, fuck you. Totally got me with that one, you asshole. It's a good costume. Okay. Tucker 1J, go live while you in LA. For sure. That will, yeah. If I go down there, I mean, it'll be from my phone more than likely. But yes, that would be the plan. Russ, yeah, Russ B Rob game time decision.
It's your killer, bitch.
Oh, fuck. Woo.
Have to be careful because weed is getting stronger every 2 weeks. Don't give me that shit about it's a drug. It ain't no motherfucking drug. I done the research. It's just a plant. It just grows like that. And if you should happen to set it on fire, there are some effects.
Woo. Shout out to Dr. Dabber. Woo. Shout out to Drip. Dude, Drip Extracts. DRIPP, double P for double dose of this pimpin'. And so it's Drip Extracts on IG. Go follow them. They're in Cali. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Massive terps. It's fucking it's great stuff. And Eli said, I love the Rob Zombie one, best one in my opinion. Yeah, the first one, I wasn't too much of a fan of the second one that he did. But the first one, dude, that's my favorite also. And it's not, I don't have a connection to those earlier ones, you know, like that. And I just feel like seeing a little bit of his backstory, like just made it like, it just took it to the next level, you know, like it really did. Because in the first one, I mean, shit, it's crazy that that's how like slasher movies were back in the day. Because you could tell, like, just rewatching the Halloween, it's like Psycho. Like Psycho. I don't know if that, I'm sure there were other ones, but it's like that seemed to be like the first like horror movie that had all these little specific type of like nuances and you know, and it just seemed like Halloween like kind of carried that over. Friday the 13th did it as well. Nightmare on Elm Street took its own street, you know, compared to those type of movies. And that's why I always respected the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. But yeah, that the first Rob Zombie Halloween was dope. And I do like House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, and I like the Devil's Rejects more than House of a Thousand Corpses, but I do like both of those. Like Rob Zombie, he's the shit, dude. He's a crazy motherfucker. He's a fucking psychopath. But he's a great artist. Whew, and Ron said a couple fundamental flicks for October. The Thing, 1982, Splinter, 2008, Breakdown, 97, People Under the Stairs, 91, Invasion of the Body Snatcher, 79. You know what's crazy is I haven't seen any of those. I haven't seen any of them. And Toger, I'm like, may need to go. He said, blowout on that hit. Damn, he said, I may need to go to LA for some of that shit. It's worth it for sure. Like it's you know, I'm in Vegas where I can literally get, you know, if I plan it out the right way, I could literally get tickets for like $20 like each way. So that's what's like crazy. So yeah, I need to do that because I need to get re-upped on this drip. And yeah, especially if like I'm just hanging out with people and not, you know, having to worry about get a hotel or anything. Like I'll just come with like my backpack half full of shit. And that's it. And but yeah, I want to make that a more regular thing. And literally, if it's just me going for a day, like that's it. Like maybe like a Friday or something, you know, like that would almost be like perfect. Yeah. And hey, Noble Creations likes the idea. Isn't that a good idea? If I can get on a $40 flight back and forth on the same exact day, go in the morning and then come back at night with a whole bunch of drip and wafers. Be like, it'd be the move. It'd be the move. And Margot said Russ Wilson will be active on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, he's got full go all week. I'm curious. Like, they're not saying anything about like Fields or Wilson. So like, I'm curious, like what the hell is going on? And Bakes said, I just watched Nightmare Before Christmas so far. Nice. And what do you consider that? Bakes, is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie? If you have to pick one, you can't pick both. If you pick one, is it a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? And oh wait, and there was more to this. Got the grandbaby in the house all the time. I watched some documentary on the Salem witch trials recently. Shit was all fucked up back then. Hell yeah, man. And Marco said it came like an RKO out of nowhere. JT is out this week. Oh. Is that official? Yep. Jonathan Taylor officially out. I'll update the ticker and stuff later because I'm only going to be here a few more minutes. And Bake said, my movies are House on the Haunted Hill, The Poltergeist, and The Pet Cemetery. Do you remember Scary Movie 2? And Marlon Wayne's like, a poltergeist? Oh, man, what's a poltergeist? Oh, shit, son. And he's like, what's a poltergeist? And Jay, he said, did you know White injured, or would you still? Well, I mean, I want to hear what's official with White, but I'm leaning Tank Bigsby for like a lot of things this week, though, for sure. And at Noble Creations, you laughed when I wanted to go that far for Wings and Things. Well, Wings and Things, I mean, we're going to come back and that'll be good for a day. I come back with 7 grams of dabs. That's going to keep us, that's going to be a couple months worth of dabs. And Stranger said Devil's Rejects was seriously a good movie. I watched it at about 3 a.m. To use the Freebird is haunting. Yeah, the 3 words. Yeah. Tutti fucking fruity. Tutti fucking fruity. It's crazy to like humanize psychopaths, right? And like Rob Zombie did, like, he did that at times with them. It's insane. It's insane. And I remember watching it. So I forget what I was doing, but it was like me on a 420 mission and going to see one of my friends and drop something off. And literally they had just started the movie. Like it had just started. And maybe not just started, you know what? Because I didn't see the whole shootout in the beginning. No, actually, you know what? They started it over because they're like, you got to see the beginning. But yeah, it was like where she was on the ground or whatever, and then like killed that person. I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, dude, it's the Rob Zombie movie. And because when did that even come out? Because this was like legit when it just came out on DVD. Yeah, in like 2005 sometime, and maybe 2000. Yeah, somewhere in 2005 had this shit came out on DVD. And that's like literally when I saw it, was right when it hit DVD, seeing it at these peeps' houses. And yeah, I was like gonna go over there for like 2 minutes, and the movie was so good I stayed the whole movie. And we just smoked hella weed watching fucking one of the craziest movies I'd ever seen. Eli said Fields is practicing with the starters. I believe Russ has been with the second team. Yeah, like them not saying anything would make me think that Fields would be the starter. Doesn't mean they wouldn't bring Russ in, and it doesn't mean that if Fields does some things bad that he wouldn't be on a short leash. That's tough. And Noble Creation, it's a Halloween movie you can watch at Christmas. And Marco said it's a Christween movie. And Bake said, that's funny. My coworkers just asked me that, and I feel like it's a Halloween movie. Jack kidnapped Santa to steal his holiday. It's a win for Halloween, in my opinion. See, there we go. There we go. Most people say just because it has Christmas in the title that it's a Christmas movie. So I'm glad to hear the takes. And yes, it's definitely a Halloween movie that you can watch at Christmas for sure. Toker1J, Children of the Corn. Man, like even you saying it right now made my stomach kind of turn a little bit, and I need to like smoke a bowl because like, man, those little motherfuckers, man, and the little redheaded ginger son of a bitch. Like, dude, that's why I fucking hate gingers from like that kid. Dude. Children of the Corn. It's like, it's one of those movies that like I like to watch and don't like to watch at the same time because it's like super creepy, man. It's super creepy, and I really don't like the super creepy movies, especially when it's the fucking kids, man, because I just want to go drop kick some kids after seeing that movie. So it's like I watch that, like, Noble, watch out. I might just give him an elbow, make sure he's not possessed on purpose. Oh man. Banks, what the fuck Polly just said? Polly said now hold on too, son. We're about to get, what, you want some of this? Yeah, Scary Movie 1 and 2 were good. Fuck Scary Movie 3 and 4 and all those other ones after they got rid of the Waynes. Like, man, it was so whack after they got rid of them. And Diego said Chase Brown or Eckler. This is one where you're literally gonna have to come back on Sunday morning, or unless we hear news about B-Rob before then. But he's a game time decision, and like if he's out, then I do like Eckler. Also like McNichols, like as like a flyer, like flex. But I feel like as of right now, I'll just say Chase Brown. How about that? And then, but come back because it may be Eckler, but I'm confident in Chase Brown's matchup this week. And Russell 2 for the flex. Dubs, Tolbert, Sermon, Gibson, Bigsby, Adunze. Feel like as of now, and my answer may change, but I'm leaning Dubs and Bigsby, but it's pretty close between Bigsby and Tolbert. Pretty close. And Marco said, what is the last movie released on VHS? Said Funny Games is a movie that hardcore aggressive. Oh, do you know the I don't know. Like, what was the last movie released on VHS? I have no fucking idea. Like, I stopped watching VHSs. Well, maybe not stopped watching, because I would record wrestling on VHS. And like, that's what like the VHSs that I would use. I would have hella blank VHSs. Like, man, I just have like 20 or 30, like just on tap at any time. Cause I was back when we had the black box, and I would record the wrestling pay-per-views on tape and then dub them and yeah. And I would always sell them for like $20. Like it's fucking awesome, man. It was fucking awesome. Cause like that was back then when like pay-per-views were hella expensive. It was like what, like 35, 40, $50, like just for like every pay-per-view. And like, you couldn't even get it unless you had the pay-per-view. You weren't watching it. You'd only be able to get like little like clips, like whatever we saw for Raw or whatever. And like, so like I would have the tapes, and I would dub them, and I'd sell like 3 or 4, like every pay-per-view. Felt cool. There was like just a couple guys that needed to have that tape. And me and a couple other guys, like we just had like these huge VHS collections of WWE pay-per-views. And for the longest time, I was like saving them. They're just like on display in the room. And yeah, and then the WWE Network and all that came out, and it was like, yeah, everybody who was saving these, almost no reason. Marco, Stranger said, I wish the holidays would get their asses back in their time slots and stay there. Yeah. Some people are already celebrating Christmas. Some people are celebrating Halloween in July and August, just getting ready for it. And Tucker 1J, we got cornfields here, and it's kind of spooky at night. I believe it, dude. I wouldn't be walking backwards through a cornfield. No way. You ever walked backwards through a cornfield, Toker One? Oh man, big pause, no Diddy. And Papa J, Maximum Overdrive, let's go. Rush Hour, last movie I saw on VHS was Saving Ryan's Privates. I thought it was Shaving Ryan's Privates. So funny. And it's crazy that like the VHS, like I don't know if you guys have ever seen like The Deuce on HBO, and I know there's a couple other things where I talk about how VHS, how it really got propelled because of the adult industry. Pretty funny, right? And it's like the adult industry has always ruled all. Like literally most of the technology that we have is based on like people using it for adult content first. Like, dude, those VR glasses, those VR goggles, like that's like the first thing that they had in mind, like with that when they were making it. You already know. Marco said History of Violence. That's a really good movie. It's crazy. I saw that for the first time in jail. never knew. I saw a lot of interesting movies when I was in jail. It was when I was in with the trustees, and like literally it was like a huge ass big screen TV and just TV and movies playing throughout the whole day when you weren't at whatever your job was. Of course, they got all the Mexicans in the kitchen. But it was dope because we got real food. It was fucking awesome. I didn't eat that bullshit food for like that whole time that I was there. It was all real food. And like the cooks, they would always ask us, like the head cook, he'd always ask us what we want to eat. And it was always the same thing: double bacon cheeseburgers, 2 of them each, and fries. And like, man, it's like the best double bacon cheeseburger like ever. And Toker 1J, not backwards, but forwards at night, picking some corn's cooler at night. And is it like literally complete black, like out there? Or is it where there's any kind of lights like shining in the fields? Because really, I have no idea, how it is. But yeah, any kind of lights out there? Or is it literally just straight pitch black, like literally just the stars that are your light? I'm very curious. And Toker went eerie feeling with the wind blowing through the corn stalks. And just does it almost sound like a horror movie? Oh man, yeah, that would be creepy. Yeah, I don't like being in weird places at night, man. Like I just PTSD from watching bad movies. All right, who's going to throw a super chat and make me keep talking like even longer? I already said I was going to get out of here like 20 minutes ago. Someone give me an excuse to pack another bowl or another fat dab. Throw in a super chat down below. And Toker 1J headlamp is all the light you get. Okay, yep. So you just park your cars there and whatever. Okay. One of those type of fields. All right. All right. Marco said same, but different. And there we go. Member for 11 months. Man, Marco, you the man. You the man, bro. Appreciate you. And it is cool that it ended up like now. I don't know what happened, but in the beginning, it didn't show everyone's like lifetime like numbers, but now it shows everyone's lifetime numbers. So it's super cool. And because we've only been remonetized for a little bit more than a month now. And Rush Lord said, okay, I'm in. Let's go. What a rush. What a rush. Jonathan Taylor out. Josh Downs is out too. What? Let's see. Oh, Robert Woods didn't practice again. Is expected to miss. That's even better for Hutchinson.
X gon' give it to you. What?
Oh, shit. They said, okay, look at this. Interesting. Don't drop your Flaccos or anything. You guys must be paying attention on Sunday morning. So Jonathan Taylor is out this week. Michael Pittman Jr. is feeling really good, they say. And then Anthony Richardson will be a game time decision. That's very, very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, I don't see Josh Downs being out. Is that because you meant like Richardson was going to play? See, like now we got to pay attention to this. You guys got to make sure you are back here Sunday morning. We're going to have a bunch of important information coming Sunday morning. That's the most important morning show of the entire week during football season, is because we get all the final news then, and that's when we have 100% of the information. Right now, it's like we're, bits and pieces of this information, and we're trying to put it all together, And Jalen Warren logged a full practice. There you go. Let's see. Josie Jewell is out. Not sure if you guys heard that. Jason with the super chat. Appreciate you, bro.
Straight cash, homie. Dollar bills, y'all.
And he said Downs he's not at practice after limited practice yesterday. Oh, okay. I wonder why when it was like a Colts feed and they were like talking specifically about players. I wonder why they didn't mention him. That's very weird. But thanks for the update. So, and get ready. Like, because of this update, Richardson being a game time decision, this legit means it could be Flacco again. And if it's Flacco again, you know, then we feel way more confident about some of these guys. But you know what I just thought of? L'Jarius Sneed. It's actually one of the worst matchups for anybody who is going to be going up against him. And not really sure who that would be. But if Alec Pierce gets lined up against L'Jarius Sneed for a big portion of the game, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Marco would be much longer if YouTube wasn't such an ass. Yep. But I'm glad we're back, though. I'm glad we're back. It was a long time coming, and I had to figure it out myself, and I actually did. And like, it was like such a hard fought battle because for the longest time I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I not changing? And then I figured it out. Thankfully, it was like one of those eureka moments. And now we're back. And now it's like nothing ever changed. Well, I mean, even though some things have changed, but Restaurant out Pittman on one of my teams, and a bum in our league stole downs 5 minutes ahead. Oh man, sweet revenge. Yeah. Chrissy said I actually had one of those shits a couple of days ago. Frizzell, start Davis over Bigsby if Cooks don't play. No. I would still start Bigsby over Davis because both of them are going to be like the backup. Toe issue, non-participant. Okay. Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, I'm sure if I go backwards, like farther in the notes and everything, or in the news feed where I'm looking at, that I will find it. So thanks for the updates, guys. Zach said start Ford, Trey Tucker, or Ray McLeod. It'd be between Ford and Ray. And I think I'm leaning Ray as of now. What about Slayton or Trey Tucker rest of the season, though? Like, here's the thing. Let's say you have Trey Tucker right now and you drop him for Slayton, that's not rest of season. Okay, it's just for this week because you could literally swap them next week, or at least potentially have the chance at doing that. So I want Slayton for this week, if that's what you're saying. Chase Brown, Ladder, Bigsby. Start the running backs. Brown and yeah. Corey says start Dalton, O'Connell, or Flacco if he plays. I'm leaning Dalton, but Flacco if he plays, I mean, that might be the move. But with everybody out, as far as like their wide receivers and stuff, that's why I'm gonna lean Dalton. Lad to sit against Denver, but your call. Yeah, I mean that's why like Lad going up against Denver is tough. It's tough to recommend him. Frizzell Wicks is on waivers. Do I pick him up? No, because Dubs and Watson are back. Dude, you guys know that Dr. Jesse Morris guy? You guys know the tea that's going on Twitter? It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. I told you that I'm gonna smoke another bowl so I can tell you about this. Anybody know Dr. Jesse Morris? Okay, you guys know of him or whatever? Like on Twitter, I got a funny story. Like he's getting funny shit going down on Twitter. And peace out, Toker One. Rush short ETN or Sermon this week. Thanks as always. ETN as of now. Corey 2 out of 3. Tank, Chase, Tank, and Slayton. I'll say Chase and Slayton. All right. Okay, so the doctor, okay. He I don't know if someone commented on his post or if it was someone else, like, or if it was like him commenting on someone else's post. And it was about Christian Watson. And he was like, man, I doubt Christian Watson like even comes back to practice or, plays because like he had a high ankle sprain and yada yada. And then this person came in and pretty much said it wasn't a high ankle sprain. That's what they initially diagnosed it as, but then they diagnosed it as this, and that's why he's going to be back at practice. And the person's like, do you even know who I am? Or like, he started like talking shit to like the doctor guy, the social media doctor. He started talking shit back to the person, like, go watch my video and go like leave your comment there, like something. He was just being like a real piece of shit. And then the guy came back and he was like, this is actually Christian Watson's dad, so I'm just telling you what actually happened. And then he like started being like weird to that guy as well and started like talking more shit. And yeah, and now like there's a lot of people just talking mad shit about him on on Twitter, and it's fucking hilarious because this the fantasy receipts profile, they made some kind of post about him, and that's how I saw all this. And like he hates the fantasy receipts because like all the fantasy receipts does is call people out on their bad takes, and really it's just like reposting their bad takes from Twitter. And it sparks a lot of controversy, and it's fucking hilarious. Will Levi's is starting on Sunday. And Zach says, should I try to trade Ford for another player and another player for Kareem Hunt? I have Pacheco on IR. Potentially. I guess it depends on what that other player like is and how big they are to your team. Marco said the shocking reason you're losing that fantasy football is because you suck. And Rush Short said that's no shock. I've been sucking for a long time.
Oh, wow. You got to be shitting me.
Don't fuck with the Chuck.
I need to get more funny laughs. I got a whole folder like just that I want to have of like laughs. But yeah, so this is where you guys might be able to come into play, because literally you guys could send me YouTube videos that you think that, hopefully find like the small videos where I know exactly what you're talking about. But if you send me a YouTube video like of a sound bite, that would be good for the soundboard, like I'll get a bunch on here. I'm trying to do that. I already downloaded a bunch of the files for that. I just now have to go through and kind of like update them and get them into the spot on the soundboard and all that. And Crispy said, you say Stevenson is out? He's not officially out, but he hasn't practiced all week. Including today. So he's more than likely going to be out. So make moves accordingly. Yeah, I guess I better go do that too. Nick Chubb officially ruled out. Marco said, how about the Joker laugh? The Mark Hamill being Joker. Okay. Let me mark it down. Let me see. I bet I'm just gonna go put all Jokers as well. Because even now I'm hearing Jack Nicholson in my head. And he has some funny laughs like in there as well. And Crimney said Chubb back next week. Next week would have to be the week that he comes back, or he has to go on IR for the rest of the year. I think that's how it works. And Bake said, fuck Shane Falco. Paul Cruz taking over the number 7 league. You're going down, homie. You son of a bitch. You know what? I just thought of another good sound drop. I don't know if you guys have seen Dirty Work, but they what's his name? Norm Macdonald. He's talking shit to Chris Farley. It's like, it could be worse. Could have had my nose bitten off by a Saigon whore. And it's Chris Farley, and he turns and he's like, "You bastard." I need to have that. I'm writing that drop down right now. I'm getting that. You bastard. I'm pulling it up right now. You're already getting me out of my game because I don't even look at the fucking at the matchups that often. I had to play Charbonnet. Damn, Juszczyk got like just as many points as Charbonnet. But yeah, this is the one that I have CMC on. So yeah, you're lucky that you're catching me right now. Jerome Baker put up 15. Lenore put up 17. Lockett did good, though. 21 points there. You had Mason only get you 12. So, like, that doesn't even hurt me like that bad that I had Charbonnet get 7 because you only had Mason get you 13. I got Eckler. Whew. And then I got Lamar and then I got Lamar and Dak. Let's go, man. I got Diggs, Scary Terry. You got Chase, Lazard, Wandale. I got Reed, McBride, and Shaheed. Shaheed's about to be finding the bench if I can get a replacement in there. And then you got Bowers, Ray McLeod, and Ridley. And you got Burrow and Love. Whoo, this is gonna be a good game, man. I got Dak and Lamar. And you got Burrow and Love. This is going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a good matchup. You're going down, bro. You are going down.
This is referee Mills Lane here, so listen up. I want a good, clean fight.
All right. Here we go.
Let's get it on. The winner is the one who makes it out alive. The loser is, well, you do the math.
And Zach said, should I add Darius Slayton off waivers? Yes. Do it now. Yes, drop Trey Tucker. Do it now. Yep, Chubb ruled out. Frizzo, one thing I'm going to do different next year is not hesitate on taking advantage of picking up players based off injury reports. Yes, correct. Because if you don't, someone else will. And then by the time, you wait to think about it, they're already gone. Like, you got to, it's like just has to be done. You don't want to drop your studs, but it's like you should have like 2 spots on each roster where it's like you have the position, like they're the revolving doors, guy gets injured, you already know this is the guy I'm dropping. If something big happens, I need to pick someone up. And Crimney, not worth starting Shaheed over Higgins, right? No. Higgins, you want to start Higgins and Shaheed because of Spencer Rattler, who's coming in there for his very first game, and it's against a pretty tough secondary. I don't want to start Shaheed or Olave unless I'm super desperate, and unless it's like only like dart throw guys who I have in place of them. Stranger Mark Hamill's greatest war was the cock knocker. You damn right, man. Hey, why'd they call you cock knocker? Funny story, actually. Long story. Boom. Avenge me, Hep Night. Yep, fucking classic, man. I love that's like legit one of my favorite movies of all time, for sure. Jay and Silent Bob, for those who don't know. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And Zach said I got James Cook, Brian Robinson, both my RBs in the guillotine number 2. They're both injured. I might get eliminated this week, bro. Make moves now. Get other guys on your bench. Get other guys on your bench in the meantime. Still got like 3 days worth of waivers. 2 days worth of waivers. And he said, still alive in the guillotine number 1, 2. Nice, man. I caught some bad luck that week. I died in week 4, and like, man, bad run of things. And I even replaced Tua with Kirk Cousins. Like that was like where I got screwed initially was Tua getting hurt, and then I had some other guys get hurt. Like guys got hurt during the game in week 4 on my team, and I had Zay Flowers, who had his worst game of the season with only 2 points. Like, dude, he gets 12 points, and I move on. It's like he gets 10 more points, and I move on. It's like, yeah, his worst game of the season. And Papa J said dropped Wicks, felt great. Yeah, man. Let's get rid of him. Crimney said, I've been trying to make a trade to free up a spot on my bench. I want a Goomba Wale so bad, still on waivers, need to snag him. Well, you got to go find like wherever you have a lot of strength and depth at, you got to go find the person that's weak at that spot. And maybe it's a 2-for-1 trade. Well, it's got to be some kind of 2-for-1 trade, right? Where you trade like 2 wide receivers for like a running back, or a wide receiver and a running back for a wide receiver, or 1 running back. But you're trying to do the 2 for, maybe even a 3-for-1, and go after a higher caliber of player if you have the depth to be able to do that. And the only way that you'd have depth to do that is if you're killing it on waivers like every week. Like, so that's why we're here doing these kind of things, so we can kill it on waivers every single week. All right, guys, I'm out. 4 p.m. West Coast time. I'll be back. We got the Wafers tournament breakdown. It's going to be me and John Doe, and we're going to be breaking down our matchup and talking shit about our matchup. His team hasn't been too good, but my team hasn't been too good over there either. We created the most savage division in a super savage tournament. And yeah, there we go. So we'll see you guys then. Don't forget, fantasyfootballhustler.com. That's where you can get to everywhere that I am on social media. Go follow the podcasts over there. Go follow on every other platform that you can where I'm streaming. And then go sign up on Patreon. It's the top link there. It's 420crew.com. And go join the community. You can join for free, but I'd recommend joining as a paid member. And Abraham said, damn, I was late working today. Getting in the way. We'll see you guys later. Big Sam still undefeated in the Wafers too. That jacket's mine. Man, that's super dope, dude. I gotta try. I'm gonna crawl out. I'm gonna crawl out of the gutter here. I think I'm 2-3 over there. I gotta get back to 500. Use John Doe as a stepping stone to me on my way to the championship. Let's go. We'll see you guys later. 4 p.m. West Coast time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. Peace out, everybody.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the.